Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. So this is the next chapter, that is kingdom classification 2. So in this chapter we will discuss about kingdom Animalia and all the different animals which are present in this kingdom, including all the invertebrates and vertebrates. Okay. So in the previous chapter we have studied different kingdoms. So here we will discuss kingdom Animalia broadly. So kingdom Animalia, they contain all the heterotrophic organism. They are the multicellular and heterotrophic organism, right? And most of the animals, they can do their locomotion. They can move from one place to another place for their food, shelter, for protection, for reproduction and all this. Okay, so if we'll see this chart, figure number 3.1, this chart also you have to practice. Okay, so if you see the chart, first is kingdom Animalia, which is about this chapter. So we can divide this kingdom into two types. One is vertebrates and one is the invertebrates. Okay, so invertebrate means the animals which lack or they don't have the backbone. We are having our backbone, right? We are having our vertebra in the back portion of our in our back portion, and the another group, that is the vertebrates, that means animals with the backbone. So in invertebrates we can see all kind of worms, then some sponges, some corals, okay, then insects, all this kind things. And in vertebrates, all the like bird, reptile, human, all this we can see in this group. Now if you will see the invertebrates, then you can see different groups are there or different phylum are there. Okay, so kingdom Animalia, and after that we can categorize into two type, invertebrates and vertebrates. After that different phylums are there. Okay, so the first one, phylum Porifera. Okay, so these are most simple type of organism. After that Cnidaria, the organism is developing more complex than Porifera. Then Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda and Echinodermata. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 phylums are there within this invertebrates. And invertebrates, if you will see, we are having fish, amphibian, reptiles, birds and mammals. Fish, all kind of fish, right? Amphibians, frog and salamander and all. Reptiles, all the snakes, crocodile, these birds and the mammals. Okay, now so first we will start with the invertebrates. So who are invertebrates? Invertebrates can found on land, on water bodies, in the air. Okay, like in pond, river, stream and ocean. They are further subdivided into 8 major phylum. Okay, so the first one is the Porifera. 8 phylum I have told. So the first one is Porifera, then Cnidaria. Another name of Cnidaria is Coelenterata. Okay, you can see within bracket, another name of Cnidaria is Coelenterata. So what are the 8 major phylum within invertebrates? That is Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca and Echinoderms. So let's start with Porifera. And invertebrates contain almost 97% of all animal kingdom. Okay, almost these the insects alone account for 1 million of species. That means within this invertebrates, the insect are the majority phylum. Okay, so the first is Porifera. All of you can see in this diagram, figure number 3.2, it is showing the structure of the sponge, which are the Porifera. So phylum Porifera, they comprise of aquatic animals which are mostly marine. That means they are present in the sea, okay, or in the coastal region. They are found attached to the ocean floor and they cannot move. Animals so can move, but these sponges or the poriferans, they cannot move. Okay, they are attached with the substratum. Their body is very simple. Okay, something like they are having cylindrical body shape. The body is covered with many pores. Pores means many small opening or many small gaps. Okay, these are the pores through which the water and food enter into the body. Okay, because they don't have all the complex organ what we are having, they don't have all organs like this, so they are having pores throughout their body, and through these pores the water and the food they enter into the body. There is a single large pore present on the top of the body. Within the body various pores are there, but on the top of the body there is a large single pore is present. Why it is present? For the exit of water dissolved in, means for the exit of waste which are dissolved in the water, means like excretion. Now sponges lack all well developed tissue and organization and the organ system, and they are having they don't have a true body cavity. Okay, body cavity means our within our body, like in the where our digestive system is present, where all the organs is present in our body. So it is a cavity, or it is a hollow portion. It is fluid filled, but it is a hollow like portion, so that is our body cavity. So the sponges, they don't have this body cavity. Example of sponges like Scypha, Euspongia, these are the example of poriferans. Okay, next one is Cnidaria. This figure number 3.3, it is showing different type of Cnidarians like Hydra, jellyfish, these are also Cnidarians. Corals are also Cnidarians. Okay, so Cnidaria and Coelenterata, same name, phylum, same phylum, that comprises mostly marine animals which we can find only in the sea. Okay, like Hydra is present in the fresh water also. Okay, so most of them have a soft body they are having. There is an opening which representing the mouth at one end. Okay, leading to a single hollow body cavity. They are having the body cavity but not proper body cavity. Okay, Cnidarians may exist in different forms. Okay, one that attached to the ocean floor like the poriferan, and other which can move freely or free floating like Hydra they are attached with the ocean floor or with the rock or with the substratum. But this jellyfish, we can or you can see in the diagram that they are free floating, that means they can float in the water. So the attached form, their form sometimes vase like shape. Okay, and this structure, or this vase like structure, they are surrounded by long slender filament like projections which are known as tentacles, which you are seeing in the Hydra. Okay, and the lower edges, they bearing the tentacles like the jellyfish. In the jellyfish you can see in the lower portion they are having the tentacles. Okay, so like in jellyfish, so the tentacles aid in movement and catching the prey. This tentacles help in the movement. Next phylum, that is Platyhelminthes or flatworm. Next one is Platyhelminthes or flatworms. So the phylum Platyhelminthes, they comprises of worm that have soft flat body. Okay, some leaf like structure, sometimes they are showing ribbon like structure. So the name is flatworm because the body is quite flat. Okay, so all these flatworms, they are mainly parasitic in nature, that means they present inside the body of animal and human beings. Okay, sometimes they are free living, they can present in water bodies or in sea. So if you will see the structure, this figure number 3.4, they are having two special structure, hook and sucker. Okay, you can see in the diagram also, in their head region around the mouth, which help to grip the body of the host, means as they are present within the host body, so they have to attach properly or hold within the host body. For that reason this hook and suckers are present. Okay, so they have an opening for food intake and as well as for the excretion of the waste products. Like examples of flatworm like liver fluke, tapeworm and planaria, these are the examples of flatworm. So I hope all of you have understood this phylum, what are the characteristics and unique characteristics with the examples you have to remember in this portion no diagram you need to practice. Okay, thank you.